Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Chapter 1. Playing Pilgrims. "Christmas will not be Christmas without any presents," said Jo. She was angry and sad, lying on the floor. "It is so hard to be poor," said Meg, looking down at her old dress. "I don't think it is good for some girls to have many beautiful things, and other girls nothing," said little Amy. "We have got father and mother, and each other," said Beth from her corner. Jo said, "We don't have father, and we will not have him for a long time." She did not say, "Maybe never." But each girl thought about it. They thought of father far away, where the fighting was. Nobody spoke for a minute. Then Meg said, "You know why Mother said not to have any presents this Christmas? It is going to be a hard winter for everyone. She thinks we should not spend money for fun when our men are suffering in the army. We should all make our little sacrifices. But I am afraid I don't want to." And Meg shook her head as she thought of all the beautiful things she wanted. "But I don't think the little we should spend would help. We each have $1, and the army would not get much help from our money. I agree not to want anything from Mother or you, but I do want to buy books for myself. I have wanted them so long," said Jo, who loved to read. "I wanted to spend my money on new music," said Beth quietly. "I will get a nice box of pencils. I really need them," said Amy. "Mother did not say anything about our money, and she will not want us to give up everything. We can each buy what we want and have a little fun. We worked hard to get it," said Jo, looking at her old shoes. "I know I do. Teaching those difficult children nearly all day when I want to enjoy myself at home," said Meg. "You don't have such a hard time as I do," said Jo. "Can you imagine being with a nervous, angry old lady for hours, who makes you work, is never happy, and makes you so tired that you want to fly out the window or cry?" "It is bad to be angry, but I do think washing dishes and keeping things clean is the worst work in the world. It makes me angry, and my hands get so hard that I cannot play music well," said Beth. "I don't believe any of you are as sad as I am," cried Amy. "For you don't have to go to school with bad girls, who are mean to you if you don't know your lessons, and laugh at your clothes, and say bad things about your father if he is not rich." "Don't be angry at each other. Don't you want the money Papa lost when we were little, Jo? Dear me, how happy and good we would be," said Meg, who could remember better times. "You said the other day you thought we were much happier than the rich king children, for they were fighting and angry all the time." "Yes, I did, Beth. Well, I think we are, because we have fun, and we are a happy group, as Jo would say." "Jo does use such bad words," said Amy, looking at the tall girl on the floor. Jo sat up, put her hands in her pockets, and began to whistle. "Don't, Jo. It is so like a boy." "That is why I do it. I hate rude girls. I hate girls who think they are so important." "Don't fight," said Beth, with such a funny face that both girls began to laugh, and the fighting ended for that time. "Really, girls, you are both wrong," said Meg, beginning to teach like a big sister. "You are old enough to stop acting like a boy, Jo. It did not matter so much when you were a little girl, but now you are so tall, you should remember that you are a young lady." "I am not," cried Jo, letting down her long brown hair. "I hate to think I have got to grow up and be Miss March and wear long dresses and look so good. It is bad enough to be a girl when I like boys' games and work, and it is worse than ever now, for I want to go and fight with Papa. And I can only stay home and make clothes like an old woman." "Poor Jo. It is too bad, but it cannot be different," said Beth. "As for you, Amy," continued Meg, "you are too careful and good. Your ways are funny now, but you will grow up a silly little girl if you aren't careful. I like your nice ways and good speaking when you don't try to be so important. But your silly words are as bad as Jo's bad words." "If Jo is like a boy and Amy a silly girl, what am I, please?" asked Beth, ready to hear the teaching. "You are a dear, and nothing else," answered Meg warmly, and no one contradicted her, for Beth was the favorite of the family. As young people like to know how people look, we will take this time to give them a little picture of the four sisters, who sat making clothes in the evening, while the December snow fell quietly outside, and the fire made a warm noise inside. It was a comfortable room, and the furniture was very simple, for a good picture or two was on the walls, books filled the spaces, flowers bloomed in the windows, and the nice feeling of home peace was everywhere. Margaret, the oldest of the four, was 16, and very beautiful, with big eyes, soft brown hair, a sweet mouth, and white hands, which she was proud of. 15-year-old Jo was very tall, thin, and brown. She had a strong mouth, a funny nose, and sharp gray eyes, which seemed to see everything. Her long, thick hair was her one beauty, but it was usually put up to be out of her way. Jo had round shoulders, big hands and feet, a messy look to her clothes, and looked like a girl who was quickly becoming a woman and did not like it. Elizabeth, or Beth, as everyone called her, was a bright-eyed girl of 13, with a shy way, a quiet voice, and a peaceful look which was rarely disturbed. Her father called her Little Miss Peace, and the name was perfect for her, for she seemed to live in a happy world of her own, only coming out to meet the few whom she loved. Amy, though the youngest, was a very important person, at least she thought so. A thin girl with blue eyes and yellow hair on her shoulders, and always carrying herself like a young lady who remembered her good behavior. What the characters of the four sisters were, we will leave to be found out. The clock said 6, and, having cleaned the fireplace, Beth put a pair of shoes down to warm. The sight of the old shoes had a good effect on the girls, for Mother was coming, and everyone became happy to welcome her. "They are quite old. Mother must have a new pair. I thought I would get her some with my dollar," said Beth. "No, I will!" cried Amy. "I am the oldest," began Meg, but Jo said, "I am the man of the family now. Papa is away, and I will buy the shoes, for he told me to take special care of Mother while he was gone." "I will tell you what we will do," said Beth. "We can each get her something for Christmas, and not get anything for ourselves." Everyone thought quietly for a minute. Then Meg said, "I will give her a nice pair of gloves." "Army shoes," cried Jo. "Some handkerchiefs," said Beth. "I will get a bottle of cologne. She likes it, and it will not cost much. So I will have some left to buy my pencils," added Amy. "How will we give the things?" asked Meg. "We can make Mother think we are getting things for ourselves, and then surprise her. We must go shopping tomorrow afternoon, Meg. There is so much to do about the play for Christmas night," said Jo. "I don't want to act anymore. I am getting too old for such things," said Meg. "You are the best actress we have," said Jo. "We are going to practice different plays tonight." And so they did, until Mother arrived. "Happy to find you so cheerful, my girls," she said. "How was your day? There was so much to do, getting the boxes ready to go tomorrow, that I did not come home to eat. Has anyone called, Beth? How is your cold, Meg? Jo, you look tired. Come and kiss me, baby." As they came around the table, Mrs. March said, with a particularly happy face, "I have something special for you after dinner." "A letter! A letter! 3 cheers for Father," said Jo. "Yes, a nice long letter. He is well and sends all kinds of loving wishes for Christmas, and a special message to you girls," said Mrs. March. "When will he come home, Mother?" asked Beth. "Not for many months, dear, unless he is sick. He will stay and do his work well as long as he can. Now come and hear the letter." They all came to the fire, Mother in the big chair with Beth at her feet, Meg and Amy sitting on either arm of the chair, and Jo standing at the back. It was a cheerful, hopeful letter, full of lively descriptions of camp life, walks, and army news, and only at the end did Father express all his love for the little girls at home. "Give them all of my dear love and a kiss," Tell them I think of them every day. A year seems like a very long time, but tell them that while we wait, we may all work, so that these hard days need not be wasted. I know they will remember all I said to them, that they will be loving children to you, will do their duty well, fight their personal enemies bravely, and control themselves, so that when I come back to them, I may be more loving and proud than ever of my little women. Everybody became sad when they came to that part. I am a selfish girl, but I will try to be better so he may not be disappointed in me later, said Amy. We all will, cried Meg. I think too much of my looks and hate to work, but will not any more, if I can help it. I will try and be what he loves to call me, a little woman, and not be rough and wild, but do my duty here, instead of wanting to be somewhere else, said Jo. Beth didn't say anything, but cleaned away her tears with the blue army sock and began to make clothes with all her might, losing no time in doing the duty that was nearest to her. She wanted Father to be proud of her next time he comes home. Mrs. March broke the quiet that followed Jo's words by saying in her happy voice, Do you remember how you used to play Pilgrim's Progress when you were little things? Nothing made you happier than to have me tie my bags on your backs for heavy things to carry, give you hats and sticks and papers, and let you travel through the house from the bottom, which was the city of destruction, up to the housetop, where you had all the lovely things you could collect to make a heavenly city. It is a play we are playing all the time in one way or another. Our heavy things to carry are here, our road is before us, and the longing for goodness and happiness is the guide that leads us through many troubles and mistakes to the peace which is a true heavenly city. Now, my little pilgrims, suppose you begin again, not in play but for real, and see how far you can get before Father comes home. Really, Mother? Where are our heavy things to carry? Asked Amy, who was a very literal young lady. Each of you told what your heavy thing was just now, except Beth. I think that she doesn't have any, said her mother. Yes, I have. Mine are dishes and cleaning things, and being afraid of people. Beth's heavy thing was such a funny one that everybody wanted to laugh, but nobody did, for it would have hurt her feelings very much. We can do it, said Meg thoughtfully. It is only another name for trying to be good. They talked over the new plan and started to make sheets for Aunt March. It was uninteresting sewing, but tonight no one complained. At 9 they stopped work and sang, as usual, before they went to bed. Meg had a voice like a flute, and she and her mother led the little choir. Crinkle, crinkle, little star. And it had become a household custom, for the mother was a born singer. The first sound in the morning was her voice as she went about the house singing like a bird, and the last sound at night was the same happy sound, for the girls never grew too old for that familiar lullaby.